Hi, it's Coach Vari here from yourseechange.life.com. Today I'd like to share with you 3 techniques that can really help you be happier, healthier, wealthier, less anxious, more confident, whatever it is you need, these can help. And they're great whether you are on some sort of coaching program or if you're not. So the first thing that I'd like to tell you about is emotional freedom technique, also known as EFT or tapping. Now, when I first heard about EFT, I thought, oh, that's just so weird. How can that possibly work? And I put it out of my mind. Anyway, 2 years later, it came back into my life and I gave it a go, and I'm so glad I did, because I used it on anxiety, and before that point I tried everything. Not pretty much everything. I had tried everything I could think of, and none of it worked for longer than a day or two, and I was still dealing with anxiety for weeks or months. So I did tapping on it, and it worked. It works pretty much instantly. And if I get a recurrence of if I get a recurrence of anxiety, or even if I just have nerves about something, then I will tap on it and it goes away. Sometimes it goes away within 30 seconds, sometimes it takes a whole 5 minutes, but believe me, if you've lived with anxiety or something similar for weeks or months, then you will know that 5 minutes is fine to get rid of it. So I'm not trained in EFT, so I recommend going to thetappingsolution.com. There's a DVD and lots of other resources. You can also find a lady called Pamela Bruner. She's great at EFT and she's got lots of videos on YouTube. Or you can find a practitioner in your area. The second thing that I'd like to tell you about is hypnotherapy. Now, some people, their experience of hypnosis is stage hypnosis, so I'd just like to reassure you that hypnotherapy is a million miles away from that. The way that I've used hypnotherapy most powerfully would probably be a few years ago. I had to sit an exam and I was so nervous about it. I was dreading it. So I got a CD by a guy called Glenn Harold, who I totally recommend, and followed the instructions. And on the day of the exam, I remember walking into that exam hall, and I'm laughing because it was so unexpected, and genuinely thinking, great, finally, my chance to show those examiners what I can do. So if it can have that much of a difference for me, it can work for you too. And then the third thing that I'd like to tell you about is binaural recordings. It's a bit of an unusual word, B-I-N-A-U-R-A-L, bi for both and aural for listening when hearing and sound. And what these do is they will gently change your brainwaves. So as you're listening to me now and watching, your brain is in a certain pattern. The waves are in a certain pattern. If you were meditating instead, then your brainwaves would be in a completely different pattern. If you were writing a song or painting, again, different pattern. Or if you were studying, different brainwave pattern. So binaural recordings can help your brain waves get into the pattern that's going to be most productive for you. They can also help you relax, help you find love, help bring wealth into your world, and so on. Pretty much anything that you want, there's a binaural recording for it. I love a site called brainsync.com. They've got some freebies on there, so you can try it out first. I love both the freebies and the longer paid-for programs, and use them both regularly. So, thanks for listening. Those are my 3 techniques to help your life, whether you're in a coaching program or not. Until I see you next time, goodbye.